Today is January 6th, 2021, and I am Gianna. Today I'm going to be interviewing my grandma, Nani. Thank you, Nani, for taking part in this interview.
You're welcome.
Let's start by you sharing your full name.
Sarah Jane Rizzardo.
A pretty name. Okay. When and where were you born?
I was born in Wheat, California, September 27th, 1943.
Just the day after being. Right. And as a kid, what was your favorite game to play growing up?
We used to play a lot of softball when I was growing up because we had 6 acres and all my friends would come down and we would play till it was dusk and then we'd all go home.
What were your favorite songs or types of music to listen to when you got to listen to it?
Well, when I was growing up, of course, Elvis Presley was very popular, and then there was a lot of country music. So those were the type of music that we, grew up in that time.
Yes, and what were their names?
Okay, we had lots of pets. We had a lot of cats, but they were wild because, of course, I lived on 6 acres of land. And we had several dogs. I had one dog that was named Bozo. He was a purebred Irish setter, and one of my neighbors poisoned him, and he died. I was very sad. And we had Shasta. He was a little white dog. He was really cute. We had,
Do you remember what breed Shasta was?
he was half fox and half Spitz Terrier. He was just a small little tiny dog.
Was he short hair, long hair?
Medium hair.
So like wispy.
Yeah, he was the cutest dog. He would always wait for me when I got home from high school. He knew when I was coming home. He'd be waiting for me by the tree. Then we had Slats. He was a purebred dog. He was a big black dog. And he actually was really nice to the cats. They would sleep on his back. Yeah, we had a doghouse for him, but he let the cats sleep in the doghouse. So he was a nice dog. And we had several other dogs, but,
Too many
to remember.
And do you remember who your oldest relative was when you were a child?
Probably my Uncle Leo. He was my great uncle. He was funny. And my grandpa. He was really nice. I had several. Yeah, because they were all, being Italian, they all lived with us, so we had all of our old relatives around. And my grandma, of course.
And that's how you learned how to cook.
Yep.
Because of all of them around, and you had to cook for everybody.
Oh, yeah, we had lots of people for dinner every night, probably 14 to 16 people.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
Along with that, were there any recipes passed down in your family?
Well, my grandmother made a lot of raviolis, but she never taught me how to make them because I was too young when she died. But yeah, we make the pizzelle, and we make the all different kinds of cookies and stuff that you like.
Favorite.
Yeah, that you like. So yeah, we have some. So that's spaghetti, of course, sauce and all that. Okay.
What do you know about your family's surname?
My family surname?
Mm-hmm.
Well.
And what was it?
Well, my grandmother's maiden name was Nofri, and her married name was Conforti.
Like last name, Nani.
My last name was Anchor.
And do you know anything about that?
Well, a little bit. My grandfather on my dad's side came over from Denmark, and he was a mining engineer. And my grandmother, she came, her family was from England and Ireland, and she was a teacher, and, goes from there.
Was there a naming tradition in your family, such as, like, giving the firstborn son the name of the parental grandfather?
Your dad was actually named after my dad. Your dad's name is John Joseph, which My dad's name was John Joseph, but also his dad is John. So it kind of took care of everybody.
So it went down.
Yeah.
Are there any stories about famous or infamous relatives in your family?
Well, apparently, on my dad's side of the family, we're somehow related to Benedict Arnold, but I'm not quite sure how that happened. I think his wife or something. And I have a shawl that came over on the Mayflower.
Ooh.
I do. I have that. My Aunt Helen gave me, and little writings about that. But other than that, you know, we're just plain old ordinary people.
From Italy.
From Italy and Denmark and
all over.
All over, yes.
Going along with what you just said, were there any special heirlooms or photos or any other things passed down in your family?
Like I said, I have this shawl. Came over the Mayflower. I probably have some other things that I can't remember now, but I have a lot of stuff.
Just like my dad.
Yeah, antique dishes, a trunk that my grandmother brought over from Italy, those type of things.
When did you meet Papa, or how did you meet Papa?
Well, we were from the same town, and so one day he came up to visit, and we started dating. And then I went to college, and he was working in Los Angeles so often he'd fly up to see me in Sacramento. And that's how we got together. And our families knew each other.
How did your families know each other?
Well, we're in a small town of 3,000 people, so everybody knew everybody. So it was kind of like that.
It was kind of simple.
It was simple.
It was simple. Though your high school pictures, there's tons and tons and tons.
Well, he was out of high school.
Well, yeah.
When I was still in high school, so yeah. But we know a lot of the same people, you know, and so that's the way it goes when you're in a small town.
Yep. When did you get married?
August 8th, 1964, in Mount Shasta, California.
Do you remember what church?
St. Anthony's Catholic Church.
What was your profession and how did you choose it?
Well, I actually went to college and majored in home economics. But then I got married and I had my children, so what I ended up doing was going to work at Macy's. And,
simplest job ever.
Well, because I, you know, wanted to be home with my kids. So
yeah.
I worked there and then quit there, and that was it.
And then you got many good
then I
things
got my
out of it.
grandchildren, you know, as soon as I had my first grandchild, I quit my job at Macy's and stayed home to watch my grandchildren.
If there was any other job that you could have had, what would you pick?
I think I would have liked to become a court reporter because I was really good at typing and doing all that kind of stuff.
Well,
My minor in college was business, yes.
yeah.
And I liked all that stuff, but I never got to pursue that. So.
Of all the things you've learned from your parents, which do you feel was the most valuable and usable for you as an adult?
To be honest, to work hard, to always be nice to people, and, you know, just try to do the best you can, you know. That's all. My parents were all hardworking. My grandparents were hardworking. They worked very hard all their lives.
Some of your parents worked in, what was it, a beauty store?
My aunt was a beautician. My mother had a dress shop, and she had her own business and her own insurance company. My dad was a salesman. My uncle delivered bread for the wheat bakery, and my other uncle had a hardware store. And they worked very, very, very hard.
I believe it. Last question kind of goes into what we just talked about, but is there any legacy that you want to be known for?
Just that I loved my children, my grandchildren especially. I hope they grow up to be honest, hardworking kids and successful.
Well, I mean, your kids already did.
My kids did, but my grandkids still have to grow up.
Oh, well. All right, Nani, thank you for taking part in this interview. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you. Love you.
You're welcome. I love you too. Bye-bye.